Dudes from Maine. We're from Maine. Back again. Back. Get to some more revisies.
We're gonna visit.
We did. I think. Did we do this whole album? We did.
It's the coolest.
Songs
it's the coolest.
It's amazing.
No, there's one that's like about like young kids and guns and like it's like a.
Oh fuck.
The coolest nigga one. I didn't say anything.
I remember this song.
I didn't say anything.
No, I remember this song for sure.
The coolest nigga one. The coolest nigga one. The coolest nigga one. The
You
coolest
listen to this a few
nigga
times.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna play this every morning for my son.
The coolest nigga one. The coolest nigga one.
Back in the Disney. 2007.
And forgive my cool young history. As the coolest nigga one. The coolest nigga one. The coolest nigga one. The coolest nigga one.
1.2 million.
I love the law, but sometimes it's like that I love me more. I love the peace and I love the war. I love the seas and I love the shore. No love for no beach, baby, that's law. What she doesn't see, therefore I spoil. I trip, I fall, run up and raw. I love her with all my heart. Every vein, every vessel, every bullet large. With every flower that I ever took apart. She said that she would give me greatness, status, placement above the others. My face with grace covers of the magazines of the hustlers. Paper, the likes of which that I had never seen. Her eyes glow green with the logo of our dreams. The purpose of our scene, an obscene obsession for the bling. She would be my queen, I could be her king. Together, she would make me cool, and we would both rule forever. And I would never feel pain, and never be without pleasure, ever again. And if the rain stops, and
Without
everything
it,
stops,
again.
she would cry just so I could drink the tears from my eyes. She teach me how to fly, even cushion my fall if my engines ever stall and I plummet from the sky. But she would keep me high, and if I ever die, she would commission monuments on her bosom to him. Or maybe she retire as well. Imagine me the heavens at the fires in hell, and I'll be the coolest nigga one, 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 the coolest
That's all you need for the chorus.
the coolest nigga one, the coolest nigga one. Lord, please have sympathy and forgive my cool young history. As the coolest nigga one, the coolest nigga one, the coolest nigga one, the coolest nigga one. And so again I reign, the Trinity, her and I came. No other man can ever stay with her as I came. Umbrella, whatever, but powered over planet pains. And pray to God that the flood subside. Cause you gon' need a sub till he does.
Yeah, what's the Sway's Universe interview? He was just on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
We're both born in. He just turned 42. Lupe, so 82 babies. He's talking about his dad's legacy and stuff, because he was like a really good, he was like a martial arts fucking master. Teaching everybody. Like, pause, no disrespect, but we'll talk about it. Yeah, his dad was fucking badass motherfucker. Like, the stories that Lupe was telling, like, he'd make you walk through coals. Didn't matter, like, what age you were. Like, shit that, I mean, it was back in, like, the 80s and 90s. Like, nowadays, you couldn't get away with it. Like, a lot of shit. Because he would do it, anybody that wanted to learn. He was teaching he said he was teaching, like, fucking gangsters and every, like,
after you walk barefoot through coals, life is easy.
Like, all the stuff he was teaching, like, how to... There was a guy that literally... I meant to look this up, too. Back in the 90s when Mortal Kombat was, like, at its peak of popularity. His dad could literally... He taught a few people how to fucking throw fire. Like, not generate it, but if it's, like, sitting somewhere... Motherfucker could throw fire, bro. He was touring. This guy was like one of his top students.
Say that again?
He taught Lupe's dad knew how to
summon fire and throw.
I don't think he could. Not summon it, but if it was like sitting, like, if there was like a candle or some fucking shit that there was fire going, he could teach somebody how to throw fire, bro.
You mean like pick up whatever's on fire,
like, generate enough wind. We'd have to fucking look that shit up. But this guy, one of his top students anyway, he would tour around with Mortal Kombat like this exhibit, and he fucking would throw fire like Liu Kang and shit, bro. Like somehow, I don't know if he was generating the shit, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have to look that up.
And Lupe talked about that.
Yeah,
him throwing fire.
His dad, he could teach people how to. Yeah, there was a couple people, and even he got the same kind of reaction from like Sway and shit, like what you're doing right now. You're like, what? So and then Sway's like, what? So you could like generate fire. And we'd have to go back. We might have to watch that shit and just put that on, like watch the whole interview. It's like 50 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. His dad was a fucking badass anyway. He could teach you some crazy shit.
No, I don't know, like, I believe it could be because he said, and I mean, you're only saying what he said.
Yeah.
But, so I don't, yeah.
Let's look that up in a little bit. Yeah, see if we can find a video.
I want to be able to do it. I'm trying to teach myself. Because his father taught himself.
Yeah, he taught a lot of people.
Or who taught his dad?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it Bruce Lee?
Get that deep
was
into
he like Bruce Lee's?
It would have been fucking incredible. We might have to watch that interview. Like, go back. I don't have to watch it again.
The eye of the hunger, Felix, cause he is the cleanest amongst the younger, outstanding, achieving up and comers, the ones that had deadbeat daddies that want to do mamas, but not well enough to keep them from us, the ones that were fighting in class, who might not pass, rap record pressure to laugh, at a life not fast, can you feel it, can you feel it, that's what I got asked, do I love her, said I don't know, streets got my heart, game got my soul, one time some sunshine would never hurt your soul. Quote, to a crying, dishonored baby mama, who's the mama to a daughter that I had fathered from afar. My new lady gave me a Mercedes and a necklace with a solid gold key, like the starter of a car, the opener of a door, or 2 pounds of raw. You gave me a baby, but what about lately? The ha 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 ha, right up in her face, G, that's more fish in the sea. I'm on my mission to be the coolest nigga, what? 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 Lord, please have sympathy and forgive my cool young history. As the coolest nigga, what? The coolest nigga, what? The coolest nigga, what? The coolest nigga, what? Come, these are the towns of the.
What?
When he was a kid, he used to smoke up.
Yeah.
Do some shit. Now he's got a kid from, somebody
Being the
barely
coolest.
knew.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he, because he felt like he was the coolest at the time, because he was high. And he's like, I want
Now we're gonna be a
to
dad.
ask God for forgiveness for my cool young history as.
Yeah. Wow.
So he's confessing. He's confessing that sin
Yeah.
to God so that he can look God in the eyes in the end.
Boom.
Guaranteed to go and make you fail from your school and seek unholy grails like a fool and hang with the players of the pool. Fast talking on the hustle. No heaven up above you, no hell underneath you, and nowhere will receive thee. So shed no tear when we're not here, and keep your faith as we chase the cool, the cool.
Soundtrack to this one?
Yeah.
Soundtrack to this one?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. No, I like that.
No. Let's see if it's really.
One last.
The coolest, huh? The coolest he. Yeah, it's fire. Let's look at it right now. Alright, yeah, Lupe's dad, maybe? Lupe Fiasco.
interview, Mike.
Oh yeah, the interview. Bitches.
I'm gonna go ahead and say one of the most amazing MCs.
Yes.
You can't get that from me unless you've done it consistently for years. At least 10 minimum before I even consider it.
Yeah.
And I recall a time when Lupe might have been 1 or 2, 3 years in the game, and we did our hottest MCs list. And I remember seeing Lupe at Radio City Music Hall. We was doing MTV something, the Video Music Awards, and we were inside. I don't know if you remember this, doing a rehearsal, and Lupe ran up on me in the aisle and said, "Hey, why you didn't put me on that list?" You remember that?
I remember all of that. Scars.
It's still wounded from that.
Yeah, I'm wounded. It's a trigger.
When you did that though, the fact that I remember is because I clocked that, I archived that moment. Because to me, that had nothing to do with industry. That had nothing to do. That was purely culture and MCing. Like, and I know who you are, Sway. I've seen you, and I know you know. Why am I not on that list? Well, that list has something to do with industry. You know,
that's what it is too. Artists, they do albums for industry, they do
But I
albums for the
sell
fans.
records.
They don't really think about that.
I've sold records, Sway.
You did. Yes, you have. At that time. At that time, though.
Hear him out.
At that time.
I'm just happy that Sway finally being interviewed. So go ahead, Lupe. Get at him. Get him.
At that time, though, I can't remember who was on that list at that time. There was only enough room for.
What year was this?
Come on, Heather.
Lupe.
Really? It's
Lupe
2024.
What year was it, Lupe?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, talk to me.
How many numbers are there?
How many numbers?
Yeah, numbers.
99.
Wow,
No,
that's
nine
interesting
numbers.
question.
9 numbers.
0, 1, 2, 3,
A lot of
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
infinite numbers.
Infinite.
So you can just put as many numbers as you want on there. You can, there's enough numbers to be like, yo, let's add an extra number.
All right.
Then you can do decimals.
Okay, yeah, halves. Yeah, I like the halves.
quarters.
Yeah.
You know, and thirds, integers. You can get real like specific.
And negatives too.
Right, now
yeah.
could have been negative.
You could have
I
been
could've been
negative.
joint, right? Wow.
Sway.
What's the question?
Why wasn't Lupe on the list?
There was
It's
a
2000
numbers
it's
available.
2000 in number.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you
But
mean.
anyway.
Well, let's say if we did a list today, though. You know, that list was an aggregated list of 9 to 10 different opinions.
And it was 9 to 10 people.
Yeah,
People,
man.
how many did you know? Because you ran up on Sway. Who else was on that?
You knew Shaheem Reed.
That's something crazy.
He knew Tuma Basa.
Wow. That cat.
He knew Nadeska. Okay. Wow. He knew Ramon Dukes.
Supposed to be family.
He knew Jason Rodriguez.
Right.
He knew Rob Markman. He knew them all.
See what happens to people when you get them in the interrogation room? You see the snitching?
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's one of those things where like only people in the culture know some of these MCs and shit.
Right,
I
but I
never heard
mean,
any.
why were they on the best rappers,
not him.
best MCs list? Never even heard of them, but this guy wasn't.
I've been telling y'all for
I
years.
just wanted to give them props because they're incredible people. Yeah, you know, they was there. And then sometimes people get it wrong.
I'm not saying that it was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, we not even gonna do that.
No, we ain't gonna go there. Okay, no, but that was just. But the point I was
right.
making,
To the
Yeah.
point, yes.
because this young man, Overcast, who came on the show, had made a comment before freestyling that I'm gonna do it anyway. If I mess up, I don't care. And Lupe said something I knew was true to his heart. You should care. And when you came to me and said that, I loved you for saying it because I knew that you cared. And I never forget that. And from that, it helped me understand the type of artist you are and the type of person you are, even outside, because it's all intertwined, ain't it? You know, when I see you work on your craft and your skill set, and you're doing martial arts, and you're posting this, and you're giving context even just through your movement. You may not even say nothing, right? But it make you pick up a book and go, well, let me use some, let me research this. Why is Lupe doing, what is he getting from this? And the fact that he's introducing us to this is incredible, right? Looking up Samurai, your name of your project is Samurai, right? Mm-hmm. And it made me think, man, this is a black man, right? And he's working with the long and the short swords. And, I read a little bit about samurais. Who was the first? What do black people matter? What do they factor in this history?
Right.
And I want to ask you, can you talk to us about that at all?
The first person that I've ever seen with a samurai sword, and then samurai clothing, we call it Ei Kekogi, which is the hakama, the top is kendogi. The swords are called katanas, daito, shoto. Was my dad.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
And I have to keep reiterating to people,
Mm-hmm.
I did not learn karate or martial arts or the samurai arts from a Japanese person.
Yes.
I didn't learn it from an Asian person at all. I learned it from my father, who was the blackest of the blackety black, grew up in the projects in Chicago, Robert Taylor Homes. Black man, learned it in Robert Taylor Homes. Learned martial arts and taught martial arts in the projects of Chicago, right? And all of his students. So the next person I seen with a samurai sword was another black man, right? And then the other person I seen, first person I saw do karate was a black man, and the other person I saw was a black woman. The first person I seen do aikido was a black woman, right? First person I seen judo was a black man. So for me, it was black. Like, it wasn't like a different culture. It was our culture, because there was a Pan-African flag in it, and there was also a djembe drum, and then there was also the hood, and there was also these other things. So for me, it was never separate from the culture. And the way my dad always put it out, he learned martial arts from a Korean guy who was teaching, and he could only learn it from a Korean guy because the Japanese people were told by the FBI not to teach black people at the time, because you're dealing with Black Panthers and like even the gangs in Chicago, vice lords, all these other things that were on watch from the FBI. And it was like, well, we definitely can't teach them how to fight. That's why the Nation of Islam had to teach themselves their forms of martial arts and jiu-jitsu. But they wouldn't do it. So it took like a Korean guy by the name of Master Shin, who's actually still alive in Chicago, to teach my dad judo. Teach him karate and teach him other things. And then my dad took those lessons and took him back to the hood, and taught gangsters and criminals and drug dealers and police officers and little kids from the hood and the range of blackness. So my martial arts experience, for me, is black. And I ain't got to get into, Yasuke and histories and all these other things, which, I can start just from my life. And the reason a lot of people even know about samurai swords is because of who? Lupe Fiasco.
There you go, man. Nobody. That's how they know.
It's like, Lupe do the swords. That's how I seen the first.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for me, it's in all respect due to every culture and every group of people. But at a certain point, realize, for me, it's black culture. For me, martial arts. For me, the way I learned it, the way I was taught, where I was trained, where we were, the people that we were fighting against, it was blackness. Yasuke
is, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like he was from Mozambique, and he was one of the only recognized black samurais that was nonfiction in the 1500s, perhaps, right?
Yeah. So his story is different things, right?
Okay.
He has a cultural presence in Japan. And there's been stories of Yasuke from Japanese people to Japanese people, internally, about he was this black man who went up through I don't even want to start naming things because I wasn't prepared to have a conversation about.
He was serving an Italian lord, and then the person that he served summoned him out because I guess black people weren't around back then, so he kind of. That's what the story is, that he summoned him out of service, and then he started serving Nobunaga, I believe.
Nobunaga.
Okay. And served him until his death.
So that's the stories are weird because it's like the only people that had access, the only European country that had access to Japan for a long period of time was Portugal, right? So it would be, and Portuguese had slaves, right? The first country that actually started slave trading with Africa out in terms of the European context were the Portuguese. So the earliest artifacts of kind of slave trade come from Portuguese, then it's passed on to like the Dutch, then the French, and then it eventually lands on the British, all that stories. So there's something about like were there Italians in Japan who were trading with Japan and had slaves and was able to kind of swap out and stuff like that. So my piece is like I think it was Portuguese.
Okay.
And that's how it kind of went. But the story is the same, right? Yeah. There wasn't that many black people around. They tried to wash off his skin because they thought it was just like tar
dirt
or something like that, right? We got to take it with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, what's the goal of the story? At the end of the day,
at Chamberlain University, we believe in
the end of the day.
Okay.
What's the goal of the story? Right? We need more black warriors today.
Okay.
There's actually a film supposed to be in production about his life that was announced back in April of this year. So we'll see.
There was an anime that came out too.
Video games.
But the moral of that story is we need honorable, right, multifaceted, able to be in any culture. A black man who's incorporated himself. So was he being like cultural appropriation, right? Able to manage and work his way up through this foreign kind of piece at the highest level, right? And then also fight and do these other things. So we need more of that. I hope that's the more of the story. Not like, black people invented samurais.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I
like that. When you say I will battle any MC.
Here we go.
I don't care who it is.
I was waiting for it. I hope it didn't have to go here. But now we're here.
I will battle any MC. I don't care who it is, old, young, or new, or otherwise. I will battle any MC on this planet. Nobody's better than me.
Right. Yeah.
End quote.
End quote. Do I need a question?
No.
That's what you said. Give me a question because I want to set myself up.
No, I'm not going to set you up. I just when I hear about these trainings, and I know the story about your father because we covered it a little bit when we came to Chicago years ago. But I want people to hear it over and over again because they tend to forget. How does that your training? These philosophies. Are they, they transcend into hip hop? They correlate into your,
yeah. Like he's very methodical and very knowledgeable.
His dad instilled some
in a cold way
in too.
Like he's dangerously knowledgeable.
Yeah,
and that's awesome.
Competitive spirit or your spirit as an MC, right? Does that help to fuel that? I will battle anybody. The same way, when you practice your martial arts, the mentality is the same.
Yeah. I'll give you a couple anecdotes and try to speed through them so we won't go too long, right?
Okay.
So, and you don't think about it until you're 40. So I'm 42 now. Right? And you don't think about, how has because to me, I even said it just now, it's like I am rap. Like I don't try to do it. Like that's how I think. My brain is just in raps. So it's not like I'm finna switch into rap mode. It's like I'm finna just open up my mouth and then you put a beat on and then raps are gonna start coming out. They're gonna be good. So I've been doing martial arts my entire life. Since I would say before I was born, because my mama was doing martial arts and I'm hearing, sounds, and I always told people I could count Japanese because of the martial arts. Before I could count to 10 in English, right? But purely for the martial arts, simply because that was the language of the dojo. Was each knee, san, chi, go, right? We used to on the way to get into and this goes to the competition, the toughness and my mentality, how I look at things, how I come across. I'm like the rap David Goggins or some shit like that. To get into our dojo, to get into our school, right? You could come in through the front door and it'd be like an office, and then you talk, that secretary, all that. But to get into the actual training hall, right, it was a bed of rocks, and you couldn't wear shoes. So every day that you're walking into the dojo, and out of the dojo, you have to walk across this bed of rocks, right? So that's one. Then in the dojo, we used to stand on nail boards, right? So my dad made these nail boards and used to sit and stand on the nail boards, right? When we did our black belt or just training seminars, my dad would make a bed of coals. He would start a fire, get a bunch of coals, and rake the coals out, and you had to walk across the coals. He would put a boiling pot full of water, and then he would put all these items in it. So he would put like weapons in it, boards, and a big stone, and put this big stone in this boiling pot of water, and it would just boil for like the whole day. And then when it was rolling, he'd be like, okay, reach in and get the stone. Oh. And all the students, the 3-year-old students, the whatever-year-old students, all the students would have to get something out. And so the wood would float on top, so people would just get the wood off top, right? But you had to touch that, right? There's this thing called the shinai, which is used in an art called kendo, which is a bamboo sword. And we would stand in whatever stance, and my dad would just hit us, boom, 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 light us up. And that was part of our demonstration. You couldn't move. And he just hit me. Boom, 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 boom. So for me, like physically, and the things I've been doing physically since I was 5.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing, my father would say, go fight them. Like, you have to go fight that. Or go jump over that wall. Or jump out that window. Or jump over that car. Or walk across that glass. Or run out in that snow. Or pick up that fire. Or catch this arrow. Right?
Yeah.
So he would shoot arrows at us, you know, at the dojo. This is all child abuse. This is DCFS. It's too late.
It's too late now.
Too late now.
My father's passed, and I think the statute of limitations is up. But this was a daily occurrence.
Wow.
You know, this was our house. This is where we lived, right?
I'm
so
sure you signed the waiver.
Take all of that and put that into like, yo, this dude want to rap against you.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah,
so Royce didn't know what he was in for.
Stop it.
Don't say names.
Stop it. We don't talk about other people on this show.
Okay. All right. Well, I was thinking about that.
I know you were. See what's happening.
What's happening?
I didn't bring up no names.
I'm here every day. This is what I do.
That was a beautiful, you know, interaction.
But to that point,
yeah.
you know, even and you know, shout to all the Sosa ITs. Chino XL's actually IT was the reason that we call ourselves IT at Sosa. He was a master member, so a grandmaster actually. We did the same thing with us. You can only like apply for your masters at 20 years when you're in Sosa. But anyway. Or 10 years, I apologize. But anyway, so even all those cats, any given moment, you know, on the Sosa WhatsApp group, oh, it's on. And we talking the best in the world. Yeah. Right? So we talking about Osiris Anthem IT, who's literally the 3-time best MC in the world. Best freestyle champion in the world, right? He's on there and it's like, let's go. It's like, all right, fuck you, nigga, let's go. Like, what's happened? You getting destroyed, right? But then maybe you won't. Maybe you might hit him with a little thing or catch a little piece that he did, but all the time you're getting better. So for me, it's about any competition, anywhere. Okay. In anything. Yeah. If we're going to run up the hallway, if we finna lift some weights, if we finna, you know, do whatever, right? Okay, cool, let's go. So that's just my spirit, but it comes from that, to your point, right?
See, that wasn't so bad.
Talk to the person that said it was bad.
That wasn't so bad. Okay, let me change the subject then. First of all, Samurai is an amazing project.
Thank you.
Okay, like for my taste. You know, I'm going through songs like, geez, I don't understand how someone who's rapped so long has so much fresh ideas and ways of rapping and presenting it. It's like a style that evolves, just constantly evolves. And it feels like even you're so effortless when you was freestyling today that this is pure mastery as far as rapping goes, in my opinion. So you don't get writer's block no more.
No, writer's block is a myth.
Okay.
Once you establish, hey, you have to say it, like manifest, like that's a myth, right? Then it becomes like, you start to like, why? Like, so what about it? You start to pick it apart, break it down. Like, what are those things that hinder you, that constrain you? And then what you start to do is start to lean into those constraints. Like you lean into the limitations, right? And you start to realize that they're not as big and bad as you thought that they were, right? You start to develop, and you start to win against the constraints, right? You start to get comfortable with mistakes, then you realize mistakes are just opportunities to build and evolve into new things, and that we are mistakes. Our body every day is making mistakes, adapting to certain things, interfacing with different environments and different inputs. And then we, out of that, at a certain, either it could go bad, you know, too many mistakes, you got cancer, right? Too many builds up the other way, though, right? You beat cancer, right? But you gotta live it. You gotta do it. But, you know, there's no writer's block. That's not a thing. I teach that to my students. There's no writer. There's no such. So, one, you have to turn in assignments, right? There's no. I couldn't do it because I had writer's block. There's no such thing as writer's block.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just proved it to me. I don't know how to freestyle. We freestyle every day. You just did it, right? Let's go. So I try to remove as many excuses out of my way, and then out of the way that the people that are around me, for them to get better.
Yeah. What's been a challenge for you personally, like to remove excuses from?
You know, I deal with that. I'm a villain. You know, like that is days where I'm like, yo, I'm a bad person. You know, like I've done some bad shit. But it's weird because I'll be down on myself. I'll be feeling something, you know, I have an argument with one of my business partners, or, you know, I get caught up into something personal, right? And I'm just sitting there sulking, trying to come to terms with, you know, what's the issue? Like, how come every time I say something that people take it harshly, or you know, rub people the wrong way everywhere? You know, every situation, even now with Overcast, when he was in the lobby, but he came and wanted to talk to me.
Yo, but dog, I said, Lupe, you gotta know this kid. He's up and coming. He got beats. You know this. I think it might be a connection here. Lupe looked at me like, nigga. He didn't say shit though. He just looked at me. But see, I didn't take that no way.
Welcome to the Credit Karmaverse. Here we monitor.
I got a resting bitch face.
You really did. It was a crazy. I looked at it like, oh, I didn't take it no way. I ignored it, right? And then y'all.
So as trivial as that, but the possibility. But I know what's gonna happen. I know what I'm doing. Like, I want to know if he can really rap. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. Yeah. Can you rap? Yeah. Right. If you can't rap, I don't give a fuck what is happening. Right. That's just how at 42 I ain't got time. Yeah. Right? That's just what that is. And also I don't want to say trivial is that, because we came to have the ill freestyle session, and he actually can rap. So I'm out there listening to his music and watching him like, oh, this you? Okay, cool, I got you. Right. All the way to like in the streets was niggas like, yo, why are you in these meetings with these killers with the resting bitch face? And it's like, because they killers. Like, I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to look tough. Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know this nigga's a thief, this nigga's that. So trying to manage like my persona and manage my output and stay present, but also kind of like be wary of like how I carry myself. My partner Chill, shout out to Chill, he just checked me the other day. He's like, yo, you just can't be talking to niggas like that. And I was like, that's the only thing I know. I'm David Goggins.
Shout out David Goggins.
So things like that. Those things bear on me really deeply, to be honest. You know, and I'm managing how to do that. How to kind of be a better I say it to be a better person. But the kicker was, we'll get to it, and I'll land on this, is I would be sulking on that, thinking through that. You see me like, what's Lou thinking about? He's thinking about how he's a fucking Bane or something, right? You know, somebody walk up to me like, yo, man, you changed my life. Or like, verbatim, you the reason I get up in the morning.
Wow.
Right? And it kind of, that duality of me down on myself, but then being like, literally this little white lady is the reason that I'm the reason she gets up in the morning and continues to stay up, and every day is a fight for her, and she uses me to inspire her. That's like, it fucks me up in beautiful ways.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a villain. Yeah, you know, I get that. Lupe Fiasco is here, man. I always want to ask you about Child Rebel Soldier.
Yeah. Why do you keep bringing up these contentious?
Is that contentious?
It was kind of contentious.
I didn't know that was contentious.
It's not for reasons that you
mentality.
think.
He always wants that battle
MC. Me and P are cool. Me and Ye are cool. It's just that the fans feel like betrayed.
Because the project never happened.
Yeah, but then they blame me. And it's like, it ain't my fault.
It's kind of like how he blamed you for the list, and you threw it on other people.
Wow.
You saying he's throwing it on other people?
So Heather ain't got no loyalty, huh?
No.
I'm just here for the facts.
A quantum particle.
It's after our time that we know
Whatever the state I need to be. Anybody can
get it.
ABK. That's just what this is. It's the 2 richest niggas in the group. Y'all put it on the poorest
Oh, he's supposed to do a
nigga
project
in the group
with
to
Pharrell
bring
and
this across the finish line.
Yeah.
Right?
like that.
P eating caviar, golden
Pharrell.
sandwiches.
LV.
Ye is stitching up 2 different
Kanye.
Rick Owens coats to wear in the shower type shit.
You know what?
I'm trying to corral these 2 that goddamn, but it's your fault, Lupe. I can't. What do you mean? So, your question though, I cut it off.
But I read that you were gonna try to, and tell me if it's wrong, jump started by doing things solo.
So I'm giving you the whole story.
Okay.
And it's not long. So there's super fans of CRS, right? Super duper fans. Even a shout out to Vashti. When Vashti just shot our first video, Us Places, but that was like, I'm talking decades ago, or whatever ago. But it was like fans, people were like, yo, I'm gonna shoot that video. If y'all in it or not, I'm gonna do some lookalikes and just go for it, right? So there's a lot of like fan momentum around it as a movement and like a cultural piece because the people involved, the quality of it, all that, right? So it's real legit shit, right? You play with people's hearts and emotions, things happen, right? So we always talked about it. It kind of fell to the wayside. It was never officially anywhere, so it wasn't officially at any label.
So
I think Ye put out some stuff on Good Fridays. But it never like landed in the place, and then again, niggas get rich and crazy and shit goes left, right? But that whole time is incubating with people like Tyler, like different folks. So you're like, oh shit, that CRS shit, what's up? And P reached out to me. I was like, yo, P, we gotta like, what's up?
CSR.
And one of the talks was like, yo, we old niggas and
they're supposed to do an album. I don't think they did.
Why don't we just get the dudes who would be us now, and then just give them CRS and let them do it?
He's a great producer.
Let such and such replace such and such, and such and such replace such and such, and we did, and it just feels like one of those. I don't know if you're familiar with this group in Japan called Exile. They switched the members out, right? So it's like it's still Exile, but the members change.
Like Menudo.
Wow.
Right?
Yep.
It's like, yo, what if that was this? CRS was the hip hop Exile or something like that, right? And then it kind of like that kind of went nowhere. And it was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to just put a record out. The initial CRS was like me just rapping over Radiohead beats. It started with me. Like just rapping over Radiohead beats because I thought it was weird and left and people would find it interesting. And that's how you get CRS. And, Pharrell names it CRS. Ye wanna be in, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, all right, I'm going to just go back to that original energy of me just rapping over Radiohead beats. And I'm going to just put this shit out. And what happens, happens. And name it CRS. So I did that.
Okay.
Called Shrink.
Okay.
Put out like maybe a month ago.
I saw that.
And they sent the biggest cease and desist.
What?
Yeah, Radiohead was like, fuck all that.
You're not using our music. That's funny as shit. It's like the Beastie Boys. I guess they sampled Back in Black back in the day. And got away with it forever, and then within the last few years, their management ended up talking, or no, they actually talked to Angus Young, you guys from the Beastie Boys, and they're like, yeah, you guys can't have that no more.
I'm stepping away from CRS.
Okay, thank you, Lupe. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. So that ain't gonna happen. Unless y'all get together. What else I got?
You got other salacious, controversial...
No.
That's why you bringing up the TV screen to hide.
No. But I can show. This is just like some quick. This ain't on there, bro. Come on, man. There's a couple things you done. You did a song where you had AI. What was you did a song for that first song you did with AI.
With Google.
I'm sorry.
Text effects.
Okay.
So Bill, was when I was my first year at MIT. Google approached me. Shout out to all the Google folks here at Google Lab. They're based in New York. So all my peoples. They wanted me to be a part of their, let's build a project using machine learning. And what do you want to do? I want to mine Bitcoin. It's like, we can't do that. That was a joke. You didn't get that?
Yeah, no, I got that.
I worked with a room full of white people like 2 weeks ago.
Read the
Never
room.
mind.
Read the room. What the fuck?
It's after noon. We're supposed to be off the air at noon.
All right, anybody want to leave? Go ahead. Anybody want to leave? Go ahead. It's fine.
It didn't work.
All right, okay, but go ahead. Go continue. So that.
Because I want to do something, make raps.
Okay.
Right, but I don't want to make something that makes the raps completely. I want to take my thought processes into little micros that I call them. I want to create little engines of the micros that I do. So word flips, or acronyms, or even construction of similes and stuff like that. So they took their large language model. It's called I forgot what it was called at the time. It's called Gemini now, or at least on the front end. But it was called, I think, Bard or something like that. And they built this thing called this text effects engine on top of it, which is basically like special effects for your writing process. It doesn't write full raps for you. It kind of like
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl is back.
isolates and refines and makes efficient those little pieces that I do. So they map my brain out, and we had a whole bunch of sessions and built the interface and built the AI. We launched it last year. It won a bunch of awards for various reasons. And it's still available today. So if you're a rapper, I built it I want it to be like rappers. Yeah. But it's for writers, wordsmiths, all these different pieces. So
can you explain that again? I'm a little confused.
It's an app.
Can you mind explain it just a little bit more? So meaning, is it like a chat GPT, like they're doing to AI? Like if I want to be a rapper and I ask it to, can you write a rap song for me? Is that what it does? So it trained off of your lyrics and off of your style?
Not my lyrics and my style. The little pieces of my thought process when I go into writing a rap. So it's like, this is how I create similes. So create an engine that just creates similes, how I create similes. This is how I break apart words. So create a little engine that breaks apart words the way I break apart words. So it expands. It's like 9 tools total, right? Which is representative of my thought process. But you can't go there and like write me a rap like you can with ChatGPT.
Okay.
Right? Make me a whole song. It's not meant to take the artist completely out the picture. It's meant to kind of like accessorize and empower the artist.
That's why I want to give a little more time to that. It's actually dope. And so what we do is that's called, so in artificial intelligence, there's 3 spaces to it. So it's machine learning, big data, right? But what we talk about a lot is the big data piece of it. And a lot of biases associated with these artificial intelligence and generative AI is that these machines are not learning off of proper data sets. And so what happens is you get an output that's normally biased, or is it complete, or is it good outputs? So the fact that they were using a lyricist such as yourself to understand the lyrical breakdown, the melodic breakdown, right, the assimilation that are often used in rap as in terms of American literature. Yeah. So to use you as a human data set, I think that is really revolutionary and a breakthrough. And so I wanted to make sure we gave that just a little bit more time, because that's genius. I didn't even know they did that. But they literally use you as a human data set, where normally a data set could be something like an encyclopedia that you have the machine read, or like a recipe cookbook, but it's usually based upon text. And so the fact that they use you as a human data set, I think that's brilliant, sir.
Oh, thank you. Me too.
Aren't you glad I brought that up?
Yeah.
What? I've been doing the past like 2-3 years.
Dope. I've been doing a bunch of dope, like a lot of dope things have fell into my lap.
Glass of water.
In the craziest way. So glass of water was, me using it. So, we built it over like about, I think maybe 16 weeks or something like that. And then we had to do once it was done, we had to kind of do promo and stuff for it. So me using it to write Glass of Water, co-write Glass of Water with the AI, was like the culmination of like, okay, let's show people how to use it and like the power of it. And that's just very base level. Like it's folks that are much smarter than me who are able to take my thought processes and elevate them even higher. But yeah, it's a fascinating kind of thing to see myself as an AI,
Yeah, co-written with AI.
Yes.
Glass of water. So when you do the splits, how does that work when you do?
What's the negotiation?
Yo, who gets the publishing?
Is Glass of Water a song?
It's a song. So it was a song that I made, almost like a demo song to show you how I would use text effects, right?
Okay.
And everybody can check this out. You can go to my YouTube page. You can just Google text effects, Lupe Fiasco. It'll pop up. You can use it. You can use text effects. It's text effect. The website is a little long, but if you just Google text FX, Google, it'll pop up and you can use it and work with it. But who owns the publishing?
I don't think it's a publishing issue because, not to get in your business, but it seems like there are some things negotiated.
You kind of in my business.
No, because I'm talking about the back end. Though. Yeah. It sounds like it's not a commercial song. Your agreement is with Google on the back end, but it's for users who want to use it. But
like a demo.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not for commercial use.
Well, that's the thing, because it doesn't create full work.
Okay.
You know, it creates what I call, again, micros. So it might be a line in a record. Or there's a tool called Scene, right? Where you type in like luxury limousine, and it'll just generate all these different scenes of like what a luxury might feel like, or smell like. Because I want to get into kind of the olfactory aspect of sense. Like using rap, we don't really use sense, the way things smell a lot. So like, okay, let's push that, and so it'll like create just scenarios, just a little line like the leather, the red leather in the back of a limo smells like roses, right? And you can't put that into a rap. I mean, you could just be very just like brutal and put that in there, but it's more so to trigger like thought process to give you a vision, and it'll give you multiple versions. So it's like a writing coach, but certain tools are like a writing coach inspiration. Some things are very direct. So it'll give you a simile, like luxury or limousine. It'll give you similes for limousine, right?
Yeah.
And then how you use that is up to you. I was gonna say that I've never released anything commercially using text effects, right? Not yet.
But I think I think it's an interesting conversation to be had. And I'm really not trying to get in your business.
No, that's cool. But you are.
Yeah. No, but this is a real conversation about intellectual property, right? When it comes to generative AI, it really comes down to IP, right? That's the biggest issue that a lot of artists are afraid of when using generative AI is who gets a chance to actually own the IP, and particularly when these language models are learning off of something like this. And so the reason why I said this isn't, not understanding the full context of it, isn't for commercial use because it's a tool or an aid to assist other MCs or writers into using it. And so once they use it as a tool, it becomes their commercial use if they choose to use it. But because of, I'm not going to use Lupe, but use a neutral example, if they use me, for example, want to do political news, right? If they want to know how I think about politics, how I use it, the training off of my mind. So then when somebody goes to insert themselves how to use politics, it's no longer mine because I helped train the machine on how to use it. So my deal is on the back end kind of dynamic, right? Yeah. But if they use it to print for the New York Times as an op-ed and they got paid for it, then that's on them. But for me, I gave up my mind and my intellect. So it's a really fascinating conversation.
Come on, Lupe is here, man. Come on, new album with Samurai. All right. Okay, the tour starts tomorrow.
Tour starts tomorrow, and right here in New York.
Come on.
The city that never sleeps.
I'm going, man.
Tickets are cheap.
I'm going. I gotta
pull up in your Jeep, your limousine.
Yeah, you wanna go with me, Mike?
Yeah, when is it?
Tomorrow.
Hop in there and be rapping over some beats.
Getting 3 bars right here.
I'm gonna hit you with the bars like a jungle gym. I hear your Uncle Slim, I hear your Auntie Fat, but I want all of them to come to the show. I want them to rock and roll, hip hop and soul. I'ma hit you with all types of variations. It's gonna be a scary place to do your placing, to do your thing in, to do your thing-a-ling. I'ma jump around. I didn't say ding-a-ling.
Okay, wait,
I know it's what you thought. Yeah, the tour. Wait, stop. The tour starts tomorrow in Brooklyn, and then it goes, I think, like 20 cities. I know we're in Hartford the day after, Philly the day after that. But you know, lupefiasco.com/shows. I know the last show was in LA.
Okay.
November 25th, November 10th in Chicago. We're in Atlanta, somewhere in there, Denver. A couple Ohio spots. Yeah, we're gonna be in San Francisco. We're gonna be in the Bay.
Okay.
So yeah, pull up lupefiasco.com/shows. Get a ticket.
Love you, brother. Just want to tell you, if I never told you, I love you, man.
Lupe.
Absolutely, man. Lupe Fiasco. I got a couple more questions for now. That was easy, Heather. Don't.
What about the people you kept on hold this whole time?
Yeah,
You don't even
mad.
say hi to them.
Mad people on the
what are we here
phone.
for?
Hey, I will say something about Sirius XM's mix.
Yes.
Like the mix and the mask, because I got Sirius XM in my Jeep. It is very, very clean and vibrant and loud, and I'll play the same song on like off my phone, like off Apple or whatever, off Apple Music. It's not the same. It doesn't have a body, you know. But so shout to Sirius XM for that quality acoustical thickening that they have.
We tried. Yeah, we tried. Man. We adjust the levels, the frequencies on the satellite to make sure that it projects properly.
Extraterrestrial,
You know? Yeah,
actually.
man. It's like very digital.
It is extraterrestrial. Look at that. Yeah, somebody.
Right. Hey, Elizabeth, you're in Texas. We got Lupe on the line. Go ahead.
Yo.
Elizabeth.
I'm so sorry. You guys had me laughing so hard. So sorry. Mr. Fiasco, my question to you is, where did you get the inspiration from the song Sunshine that I use on my wedding day? And thank you so much for that song.
Beautiful.
You're not a villain, dog. Yeah. Come on. You just said this. Wow.
This is about this woman I kidnapped.
Wow.
Recently, Car Driver held a comparison test with 8 different SUVs. Some big names were there.
I'll keep your lip.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm just joking.
I had to make it.
What was the name of the song?
Villain in it.
Yep.
No, it was a song about a woman I met, you know, and it was just like, wow, dedicated to her. You know, she know who she is. But yeah.
Okay, Liz.
Nice.
Oh, that is so awesome, because that's actually what happened with me and my husband. I met him through a mutual friend, went to Canada to go visit. He loved me so much, ended up falling in love, came to Texas, moved in, and we recently just got married. So thank you.
Wow.
I know people are waiting to talk to you.
This for you. Here, listen to this. Listen. Hey, for you and your husband. Hey.
For you and your husband.
Fresh to death she is. From steps to sex she is. So death might not let me live. You dig? There she is. Had a feeling, but all I can conquer though.
Yeah, there you go, Liz.
Oh, dang.
So
yeah,
there's a villain to this story for that song, for real, right? So Pharrell charges too much for beats. I'm gonna just say that.
Okay.
Too much for beats. Way too much for beats at that time. It's 06, 05, 06. And so couldn't afford a Pharrell beat. So I was like, yo, soundtrack, make a beat that sound like the Neptune. That's what that was. That's why I knock off Neptune's beat.
You know what I mean?
Fellow stabs.
Oh yeah, that is them. You can hear it.
It's that fugazi Pharrell.
You can hear it. Yeah, fugazi for real. Hey, Liz, thank you, Liz. You're a citizen.
That's why you want it.
Okay, Dre in Chicago. What you want to say real quick?
That's a villain here. A song about theft.
Hey, I want to say what up to you. I want to say what up to everybody on the morning show. I appreciate all y'all. I listen to you every morning on the way to work.
Oh, you're a citizen.
That's why in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey, for sure. I had a chance to reach out when y'all came up here to Chicago to the Hooters downtown. I met Sway. I met you, Heather B.
What's up, baby?
And I met Tracy G as well. I appreciate all y'all. I love y'all. Hey, funny story though. I actually grew up with Lupe. I had the blessing. Oh yeah, here we go with these guys. Hey, I had the blessing to be a part of Tornado Martial Arts.
Wow.
Under the master of Master Jaco.
Oh wow.
What school? You know, which school?
The one that we had right across the street from De La Salle, what was that on 35th in Michigan?
35th in Michigan, yeah.
You know, my father is Sensei Marlon.
Oh no way, Father Sensei Marlon. You know, we're doing
yes,
we're planning right now the memorial for my dad, a celebration of his life in Chicago. I think it's November 11th. So Sensei Marlon.
Yeah, my dad just told me about it like a couple days ago. He told me about it. So yeah, you know, I'll be there for sure. You know me, I'm bringing my family through and everything.
That's love, Dre. Hey, what was Lupe like when y'all was younger? Did he have that face he talks about?
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, he always had that face. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Hey, but he was the first dude that I actually thought was a cool person that wore glasses. No lie to you. Well, Lupe, he probably about 6 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? So I was about 7 or 8 one time, and I was talking to him, and he used to tell me that he could shoot fireballs through his hands and shit. You know, so like Luke Henry. So I used to ask him like, "Hey man, I need you to show me how to shoot them fireballs, man." He's like, "Hey, when you turn 13, I'll show you how to shoot fireballs. I'm still waiting on him to show me how to do it."
Okay.
Wow.
You could really, what does that mean, shoot fireballs?
So just real quick, like anything, did you hear me talking about my dad and the school and stuff we had to do?
Yeah, absolutely. With the nail boards, with the sheet knife, standing in the stands, getting hit on our arms, our shoulders, our legs, using our hands and feet to blow out candles, like with kicks and punches.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man, all of that shit is valid, man, for real.
Yeah, but do you generate fire in your hands and throw it?
So my dad has a technique that he only taught to certain students where they could throw fire. For real? I say it with the face like I'm serious. Like he taught there's a certain technique. There's a secret to it.
Okay.
But you could throw a fireball across the room.
Wow. A pre-generated fireball, or you generate it with your hands and throw it?
That's magic.
Okay.
It's been a great day, everybody. You gotta go.
We done? I gotta go. I gotta leave. Okay, cool.
Dre, you a citizen, man. Thank you, brother.
Water, Dre. Don't forget, see, bro. You take one of the last ones, man. You've been under home for an hour,
think
bro.
Dragon Ball right now. I'm gonna get that. People find a way to hate on this. I'm so serious. Like my dad taught students. He got certain students. One of his students, his name was Percy Bell, who actually was on Mortal Kombat. Did a like a traveling stage show. So this is the time when Mortal Kombat was popping, like the video game, all that. And they did like the movie, but then they did like a stage show. And one of his students, his name is Percy Bell, still instructs, still teaches to this day. He's one of my father's top students, and he was one of the performers at the stage show. And my father taught him when he was like 14, 15 how to throw fire from his hand.
Yeah, I believe you, bro. I'm just asking questions, man. You know, C. Brown, you take us home, C. Brown. What's your question, man?
Man, good morning. Good morning to all y'all.
Real folks. Thank you, C. Brown. Real fast. Heather trying to go.
Yeah, already. Hey, Heather, our damn show don't mean to hold you up. I just wanted to call in.
See, I got you on the line. See, because Sway was about to book out, and I'm like, you've been waiting for a long time. So you're gonna ask the last question.
I appreciate it.
I got you.
I greatly appreciate y'all, and I actually was another brother that came from Dallas that met y'all at Hooters was downtown Chicago, so I certainly appreciate the love.
I was at the Hooters.
I was at the Hooters
just wanted to call in and give you fans flowers. On my list, he is top 5 MC, and anything good coming out of the Shine, anything good coming out of Little Rock, that's where I'm originally from. I'm going to represent, and Lupe, to me, represents the finest of what Chi-Town has delivered in my 44 years of living. So much love to you, Lupe, and love the freestyle with you, Overcast, and Kalak.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man.
Wow, man. All right, man. Hey, thank you, C. Brown. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your call.
That's that Little Rock, Chicago gangster disciple connection right there. That's right. Banging in Little Rock.
I saw that on
Give us some beats so we can I'm gonna just rap and fade me out, and y'all can do whatever y'all need to do. I'm gonna get up out of here.
Okay.
Give me some beats.
You gonna say bye? Go to freestyle. Okay, cool.
Wrap it up.
All right. So while we doing that, we want to thank my man for coming by Overcast. Right. Salute the Overcast. Salute the Lonnie Light on the bike. Heather B, Tracy G, Mike News, my man Torch DB. I go by the name of Sway.
Swiggity.
Yo, Lupe.
Don't play.
Take us home.
We about to go back to the crib. They say that Eve came from Adam's rib, but I don't believe that, you dig. I think it's mitochondrial DNA when they talk about how we come from and where we stay. That's how we play, and you know we do this thing all day. I'm on the microphone up here with Sway. We on Sirius XM. You better text them and call them and tell them that he up there doing something appalling. They call him Paul when he was in the Bible, but that's just me and my cycle. I'm a psycho. I'm off my cycle. I'ma grab my rifle. I'ma do something spiteful, but I'ma be polite though. They say he encased this race. In this space, Lupe got arrested, bitch face. Switch place, switch states, and jump from the jam. A shout to homie calling in from Little Rock, and from Dallas, and from Emily for that sunshine one time. I ain't gonna spit no more gun lines. We gonna talk about beauty and prosperity and doing things properly and moving through the hood, not sloppily or awkwardly. We gonna talk about who we voting for, who we going for, what we knowing of. Shout to everybody who lost someone. Shout to everybody who don't boss no one. Shout to everybody who keep it all to themselves and prosperity and wealth and everything for Delph. And we talking about mathematics. We talking about not being crack addicts or having bad habits. We talking about improving our tactics, being masters and getting money from our masters. We talking about not being blasted, being blasted unless we talking about being made in order, being sculptures. We looking out for the culture vultures. We shooting down birds. We gonna turn them into Popeyes and Pop Guys. If they try to rock with us, they not stopping us. You know who I be. Lupe on the MIC, representing that MIT and the CHI. Goodbye.
Oh, we're out of here. 1 hour, motherfucker.